Hi, and welcome to Here and There. I'm your host, Jeff Matthews. This month, we're joined by Stefanie Brazile from 501 Life magazine. She'll tell us all about their annual 50 Wonder Woman issue. Also, Justin Crum stops by. His film Papaw Land is getting fantastic reviews. Lynita Langley-Ware is here from the Faulkner County Museum. Our county is celebrating 150 years, and it's a perfect time to plan a visit. Ed Linck with the Conway Farmers Market will also stop by. They've been bringing the farm to Conway since 1960, and the Conway Farmers Market is open every Saturday through September. And finally, we introduce you to the host of our latest Conway Corp show. It's called Gamer Gab. Wayne Bailey and Ashtyn Brown will join me from their set. Here and There starts now.
You've arrived at your destination.
Welcome back. Here and There continues now with our friend Stefanie Brazile. She is here. She is the editor and the co-owner of 501 Life magazine, and it's always great to have Stefanie here. Hope you're picking up the magazine. The last month's was great. The 15-year anniversary was fantastic, and now this month it is the 50 Wonder Women issue, and it's an annual thing you're starting to do.
It is. We have so much fun with this issue because and we have nearly 30 features on women in the May issue. So we have features from a cowgirl in 5th grade to a lady who took on a second career as a cut flower farmer and sells those to florists and at farmers markets, and also to the director of the Arkansas State Bank Commission. So we have all kinds of ladies in this issue.
Let's talk about the heroes that you're mentioning here that visited a hospice patient at a local nursing home. Conway Heroes. Tell me about this.
This story touches your heart. Dale Gibbs is 68, lives here in Conway, and he is crazy about first responders. So that hospice set up for some of the local firefighters and police officers to go and visit him. He wasn't up to going outside that day, but they went to his room, and when they approached his bed, they were like, "Dale, we know you." Come to find out, Dale had spent time at Central Station a lot. He would drop by about once a month for many years. And so it was a nice reunion. He wasn't able to go out and see the fire trucks and climb all over it, but it meant a lot to him. They gave him a badge and made him feel special.
Nice to look for that one for sure. There's a professional golf event in our town that I don't know if people know about, and this isn't the first year of a women's professional golf event out at Centennial Valley.
Yes, I wanted to make sure people knew about that. It is the 4th year for the Women's All-Pro Tour Golf Tournament in July. And we have 108 professional golfers and 36 collegiate golfers who will compete in that. Pete Tanguay is very involved in this. There's $55,000 in prize money up for grabs. But I wanted to let people know that they could set up a time to play golf with a pro. And so you can do that by visiting the website centralarkansasopen.com. centralarkansasopen.com.
The tournament's in July.
Yes, 19th.
Very good. During the month of May, the Faulkner County Master Gardeners are having their annual plant sale, and I know that's a huge event that happens this month.
It is. We want to make sure everybody remembers on May 13th at the Conway Expo Hall from 8 to 1:30, a little bit different time there. But they also told us who their best Master Gardeners were for the year. So we have photos of all of them and names of the person who achieved the Faulkner County Master Gardener of the Year in the magazine.
So Mary Bain Lackey is the Vice President for Advancement at UCA, and she traveled to Pakistan. She's already been and back, and she has an interesting story that she's using education and travel and how they work together.
Absolutely. She and her husband Bill went there for 2 weeks back in November, and it was a big deal. She spoke on 2 panels at the International Summit on Higher Education. And she's been there before, and that's a lot of what the article's about. She loves Pakistan, loves the food, the fruit, talks to us about how they prepared her in case she was kidnapped. She was in an earthquake while she was there. So lots of interesting things in that article. She's a delightful lady, and I hope people will pick it up and read it.
Getting out and seeing different things is, I think, vitally important. My wife and I love to do that. You don't always have to go to Pakistan to see something new. You can actually go to Little Rock and see something that's just reopened that is absolutely beautiful.
A $160 million renovation at the Arkansas Museum of Fine Art. And I was fortunate to go to the press preview day with a colleague, and they let us roam all over the place. And I just want to encourage everyone to visit. I think everyone will enjoy different things about it. I loved the building itself. Huge windows, a great use of wood and marble. It's beautiful. 8 galleries of art. They still have all their classrooms also that you can take, and it's nestled there in MacArthur Park, so you can go out and roam about the park. They've added a lot of steel and bronze type of statues out on the lawn. So it's a great experience, a great day trip for this summer.
And I know a lot of families over the past few years have taken trips to Northwest Arkansas to go to Crystal Bridges, and you don't have to leave the 501 now to have a world-class art gallery to see right here in our backyard.
That's true.
Very, very nice. Thank you, Stephanie. Always great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
We've done it again, Conway, thanks to you. Once again, we've been chosen best of in Faulkner County. You need to come in and browse the facilities. We're a full-service jewelry store. We have everything you can possibly think of, but custom seems to be our brand name and our mark. We can produce some of the finest jewelry that has become so far over the top. I've never seen anything like what this store is capable of doing. Anything that you can conceive, we can make it here at Brooks Fine Jewelry.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Welcome back to Here and There. We are joined by Justin Crum. He is the writer, director, and editor of a new film called Papaw Land. Now, it's new to all of us, but it's not new to you. It's been in your head for a while. Tell me about the way this was birthed.
Well, I first started thinking about it, I guess, a long time, like 15 years ago.
Okay.
I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and I grew up in Virginia, but culturally very similar to Arkansas.
Yeah.
And just was kind of dreaming of my small town summers back home, you know, while I was in the big city, and started dreaming this up. So that's where it started.
And so, but it being set, is it set in Arkansas? I know it was filmed here.
No,
Okay.
No, because I've been here for 10 years.
Okay.
And I just wanted to. Honestly, I started planning it out when I kind of first started moving here, or thinking about it at least. And it was a way to explore the state of like finding locations and.
Well, it's a beautiful state.
Yeah. I was excited to explore and get to know the people.
So let's talk about the film. What's it about?
It's basically a coming of age story about a young kid. He's kind of he's getting into some trouble. He's got a single mom, and his mom ships him off to basically spend the summer with his grandfather. Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily go much better, but it gets worse before it gets better. But it's kind of a chance for him to have a father figure and you know, hopefully instill some values in him. Yeah.
And where was it shot?
Leslie.
It was in Leslie.
Leslie. Well, Leslie, Marshall, kind of that you know. Just above Clinton area, but also we shot some in Conway, shot a little bit in Little Rock too. It was a little bit of a hodgepodge, but mostly it was Leslie. That's where we were housed.
And the casting, is that all? The cast, is that local folks?
Everybody's Central Arkansas, except for one that we found in Alabama, but you know, not too far off. But yeah, our main actor, John Steeritz, who plays Papaw, he's from Conway. And we have one from Bismarck, Spring Hunter, who runs the Ministry Center, actually, in Conway. She's in it as well.
And so the young man who plays, is it Matthew?
Yes.
Matthew's his name?
Yes.
First time acting? Is that what I read?
Most of them were first time.
Really?
Except for John, who played Papaw. He's been in some things.
How difficult was that as a director to kind of take someone who has never done this and put them on film?
Honestly, that was kind of the fun part because they're fresh.
Yeah.
You know, you can kind of teach them everything in a way, and whereas with actors who've been in some things, they kind of are stuck in their habits. So it was fun.
There's less to unlearn.
Yes,
which is probably nice.
Yeah.
So what is next for the film? We know that one of the reasons we want to have you on in May is because there's some news.
Yeah, we're going to be released on all major digital platforms and Blu-ray on May 23rd.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's coming out. Apple TV will have it, Vudu will have it, Google Play, all the major platforms will have it.
PapawLandMovie.com?
That's the website. PAPAW is the website. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, all that.
All right, so very good. So let's look at the trailer, and then we'll learn more about the film there. Thanks for being here, Justin.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
The truth is, I got myself pregnant just as quick as I could. I just wanted to throw it in Papaw's face and get the hell out of there. He pretty much disowned me. I pretty much disowned him.
I love you.
Remember, Matthew, no drinking and stay out of trouble. You're here to help Papaw get your head clear, okay?
I know.
Promise me?
Promise.
Is this girl that lives up here? Me down stopping there?
Yeah, sure. How'd you guys meet?
I met her at church, actually. On her knees.
All right.
Said you weren't acting like yourself.
How am I supposed to act?
The Matthew I know is a happy thought. It's hard to get him down. And I know it's been a tough year.
You're not.
What, you just trying to keep it all for yourself, huh?
No.
Uh-huh, yeah.
I'm not. Sick. What is she, 12, 13 years old?
Me. Yeah.
Take this mighty burden.
How can you treat me like I'm stupid? Matthew, what is going on with you?
Why didn't you just tell me that?
To be honest, I don't think he really cares. But if it makes you feel any better, I really like you.
We're gonna have a mess here. We're gonna have a mess.
Welcome back to Here and There. We're joined now by Lynita Langley-Ware. She is the executive director of the Faulkner County Museum, and recently the time capsule was put into place that will be opened in 150 years, right? That's what this one is for. And so a big event that happened on the courthouse lawn we'll all be gone by the time we get a chance to open that up, but that'll be interesting to see what's happening in 2023. What's really interesting about what they do at the museum, though, is you can see things that have happened for far longer than 150 years, which is one of the pieces of museum artifacts you're going to have here for us. First of all, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
I love history. I love things like this. Tell us what would happen if you come to the museum. Let's get people inside the museum first and let them learn about the Faulkner County Museum.
So if you were to enter the Faulkner County Museum, which was built in 1896 to serve as the Faulkner County Jail, that's probably the first thing you would learn when you walk in the door, because people say, what was this building? And that's my cue to give them 127 years worth of history in 30 seconds or less. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I've spent a lot of time doing research on the building and learning about how it was built and the different lives that it has lived. So I bring people in, I talk to them about what the building did, I illustrate to them about it serving as the Faulkner County Jail, and then how it went from being the Faulkner County Jail to the Faulkner County Library for over 65 years.
Okay, so it was the library before it became the museum. That was its last life. Is it in the same location that it's always been?
Yes.
Okay, so it hasn't been moved. It's always been right there.
No, the 1896 portion of the building is actually, it's kind of neat because it's about a 30 by 30 foot square building. The walls are 18 inches thick out of structural brick. So visualize like 3 courses wide of these bricks, so you know it's hard to move.
Yeah. Well, we've got a brick here. Tell me what this is all about.
Okay, so this brick is part of a fundraising effort that we're doing. We started in 2017, and we were looking at trying to do some preservation work on the Faulkner County Museum, and we needed to raise funds because, you know, we never have enough money. So we started selling these bricks. These are $100, and we can put them. We're putting them in the sidewalk in front of the museum. We have about 150 of them in there so far. And for every one of these, we raise $100, and that goes towards the electrical and the wiring and the new lighting system and stuff that's going on the inside. Okay.
Just kind of the upkeep of the museum itself.
Yes,
now, we've got one other thing here that may be difficult to see on our live cameras, but we're going to show a scanned picture of this. This is one of the older pieces that you have. So tell me about what we have here in front of us.
Okay, so what I have here is an 1821 preemption claim, land preemption claim document that is signed by, and I have no reason to believe it's not the original signature, signed by President James Monroe. and it was given to someone who was here in the county. The land is for, the document is actually for 160 acres in Township 13 North and Range 13 East. So that's here in Faulkner County. Actually, wait, I think it's 13 West. Anyway, it's for 160 acres, and it specifically states that it was for military service. So it's a preemption claim.
So this predates not only Faulkner as a county, but also Arkansas as a state. This was before we actually became a state.
Yes, correct. This was from when Arkansas became a county. Arkansas became a county, my goodness. Arkansas became a territory, and so then we didn't become a state until 1836. Yeah.
So, gosh, I just think that stuff's fascinating. That's so cool. I mean, look at it. Yeah. And what are some of the other things that people could see? Like, where did this come from? How did you get this? I've got so many questions. I'll try to calm down.
Yeah, we've been in business, shall we say, for 31 years. Before that, the Faulkner County Historical Society maintained a collection. They started collecting items in around 1966. I believe this was originally part of the Faulkner County Historical Society collections. When the museum was created, they took their three-dimensional objects and they housed them at the museum. So I think that's how we got it. I have to be really honest, it hung in an exhibit for over 20 years before I saw it. Well, before I'd seen it, but I hadn't actually read it. And when I did read it, my heart stopped. So I had to get it out of the frame and I had to do a little better for it. And right now we're waiting for some conservation treatment on it.
So where do you get things? I mean, like if somebody's got an old barn on their property and they're going through boxes of stuff and they're like, well, this is kind of cool. Should they call you? I mean, how do you get artifacts?
Yeah, that's how we get them, actually. We rely upon the generosity and the interest of our patrons to say, we need to preserve this.
What about if they don't know necessarily the story behind a piece? Are you able to do research and try to figure out exactly what this might be, whatever this is that's brought to you? Or do I need, if I have the story, is that something I need to bring with me?
Oh, if you have the story, that just makes it all that much more special. But typically, we set parameters for what we accept. It has to be related in some way to Faulkner County because our mission is to interpret and preserve Faulkner County history and prehistory. Now, having said that, maybe they've had this thing in the family for 50 years, but they don't know exactly where it came from. That's where the Google is kind of nifty. And we've used Google several times to kind of flesh out some of the items that we have and maybe do research on the people who have donated them. So it's a combination of oral history and what documents we can find plus whatever stories that the families have.
So let's don't take it for granted that people know exactly where you are. So where are you? Let's tell people that.
Okay, our physical location is 801 Locust Street. In downtown Conway. I like to tell people we're nestled sort of snugly between the courthouse and the Central Fire Station. We're in a 2-story red brick building. It's got a big sign on the front that says Faulkner County Museum.
Can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
What are your hours? What's it cost to get in? All of that. Tell me the facts.
So admission is free. We take donations. We love donations. The bigger the better, but whatever, we take anything. We're open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 4. And I always tell people to call because when I'm off-site doing outreach or cool things like visiting with you, there's nobody at the museum. And I don't like for people to waste a trip. So I always encourage people to call. And our phone number is 501-329-5918.
All right, very good. Thank you for coming by. This has been great. I really love it, and we've got to get by there and learn more about what you guys are doing and just more about the county. I think it's interesting.
Okay, well,
Thank
great.
you very much. We appreciate it.
We've done it again, Conway, thanks to you. Once again, we've been chosen best of in Faulkner County. You need to come in and browse the facilities. We're a full-service jewelry store. We have everything you can possibly think of, but custom seems to be our brand name and our mark. We can produce some of the finest jewelry that has become so far over the top. I've never seen anything like what this store is capable of doing. Anything that you can conceive, we can make it here at Brooks Fine Jewelry.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Welcome back. Here and There continues now. We've got Ed Linck with us. He is the executive director of the Conway Farmers Market. They are open now, opened up in late April, go through September 30th. And so every Saturday at Antioch Baptist Church. Tell me the hours first. Let's get that off the top.
So we open at 8 a.m., close at noon.
Okay, 8 to noon every Saturday between now and September 30th.
Every Saturday, rain or shine.
What are people going to see when they go there?
A lot. We have more vendors than we've ever had in our entire career as a farmer's market, and that's over 60 years since the Strike family started it back in the 60s. Okay. So you'll have plenty of vegetables, especially in mid-May. Mid-May, right now you'll see plants, but the vegetables will be coming out mid-May. So if it's in season in Arkansas, you'll see it at the farmer's market. Okay. We have I call it a protein powerhouse. We have what I think is the greatest meat market in the state of Arkansas. We have 6 or 7 protein vendors. It'll be a mix of beef, pork, chicken. One guy has lamb out there, and I've heard there's going to be some duck. So that's exciting. Yeah. And then some of the most creative people you'll ever see or meet will be out there with their crafts every Saturday. And it's, a lot of times it's something new. Their best sellers, they'll keep bringing them. Like there's this old Backwoods Plants brings a water whistle. Okay. And my daughter, who is 6, I think has 10 of them and just keeps buying those water whistles every single time she goes out to the market. One lady does jewelry that's especially kid-friendly. Some outstanding woodworkers, Skip and Mark and Ben, from very high-end butcher blocks to, little toys that kids would play with. Something reminds me of my granddad, what he would make, and my grandma would paint it. It'd be like the little duck with the flap wheels. Just stuff like that, just fun stuff. Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's a cross section. You got your produce, plants, vegetables. You got the meats. You got the crafts, everything. But what the common thread is are the stories. Every one of those booths has a story. And they didn't just decide on a Saturday morning, hey, let's go out to the farmer's market today. No. They've been planning for this.
So I also run the Barham's Ozark Beef booth, beefsnob.com. And when we get out there was at least 3 years of planning just to get to that day, to raise the cows and feed them and take care of them and treat them humanely. And every single person out there has a similar story, different time frames, different amount of skill and effort. But yes, when you see them out there, it was not just a thrown together day. Oh, you know what? I think I'll go to the farmer's market today. Right. This was planned out for months, if not years, every single booth.
So Saturdays until September 30th. I know, like, if you're going to a garage sale, you want to be there at 6 in the morning if it opens at 8. Is that the sort of thing? Do I need to be there really early, or can I roll out at 10 and still see a lot?
You can, yes. Now, there is some strategy, especially when the veggies come out. Okay. You want to be there at 8. Now, we have a rule, and we had to do this because of what you just said. Our vendors are not allowed to sell anything until 8 o'clock. Okay. And so if you get there at 6, you're just going to be waiting in your car until 8 o'clock.
So is it like the land run? I mean, it's like 8 o'clock, there's a whistle that blows or something, and people
Last week somebody had a triangle. I swear they did. They really had a triangle. I don't know if that'll become a thing now, but I hope it does, because I thought it was really cool. Yeah. But no, but we are, we're all like this because we've been out there since 6:37 getting set up. So everybody's anxious. Everybody can't wait to show what they've produced, what they've grown, what they've made. And then our customers, our regulars, I mean, you just see the level of excitement on their face when they come out there. And they truly appreciate the amount of effort that's gone into the product that they see in front of them when they show up.
Well, very good. ConwayFarmersMarket.org?
Yep, Conway Farmers Market. Also, find us on Facebook. Okay. Look up Conway, Arkansas Farmers Market. We have a very active Facebook page. And we try to tell some of those stories on that page, and also just give people a glimpse of what's going to be there that week.
Very good. All right. Every Saturday from now, we're recording this in late April, until September 30th at Antioch Baptist Church. Ed, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
We've done it again, Conway, thanks to you. Once again, we've been chosen best of in Faulkner County. You need to come in and browse the facilities. We're a full-service jewelry store. We have everything you can possibly think of, but custom seems to be our brand name and our mark. We can produce some of the finest jewelry that has become so far over the top. I've never seen anything like what this store is capable of doing. Anything that you can conceive, we can make it here at Brooks Fine Jewelry.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Welcome back to Here and There. With us now are two folks who you've seen the work that they've done for a very long time. It's Wayne Bailey and Ashtyn Brown. They are two of our video production employees here, along with Javon Massey. And they have a new show called Gamer Gab. Gamer Gab is our first online-only show, conwaycorp.com/gamergab. And it is a show about gaming. And it's something that's obviously that we are a part of here at Conway Corp because of one of the services that we provide. And that's internet up to 2 gig and fiber services throughout town. And so we're excited about having this program to be able to introduce you to more of what Conway Corp Internet can do. But this show is not something that y'all dreamed up a couple of nights ago and put it together. It has been on the drawing board for a very long time.
Yeah, since 2019, I believe. Well, it all started when I noticed a trend. And it was whenever I'd get to work and I'd get my coffee and find myself in Wayne's office, and we'd catch up on the weekend, and we seemed to always connect on video games, and we would have a whole conversation about the games we were playing, what we liked, what we didn't like, and every time we would end the conversation with, wow, well, that would have been an episode of a show or a podcast. And then it's like, maybe we should make a show or podcast, especially considering, you know, the services we provide and internet being one of them.
Yeah, and so, you know, in late 2019, we came up with the idea. We got the approval to do a pilot, and then it was spring of 2020, and everything got put on pause. Yeah. And so, yeah, after the world started turning again, we were able to pick the show back up, get it back into development, and so, yeah, it's been a long time coming with this first episode.
And the first episode is out right now. Again, you can see it at conwaycorp.com/gamergab. What are people going to see on not only the first episode, but the future episodes as well?
Yeah, so basically we just kind of get together and talk about what we're playing at the moment, like we would be doing in my office, except for we do it on camera now. So it's really just, you know, reviews on whatever we happen to be playing at the time. We've got a couple of segments, one new segment called Games to Play Between Games, where we talk about games to sort of tide you over to the next big one that you're looking forward to, you know, that can kind of bridge that gap. Some game news about the games that we're interested in and cool stories that come up. So that about sums it up.
All right, so no offense to either of you, but you're not the 14-year-old boy that lives in my home that I know plays, I guess it's Rocket League right now. It was Fortnite before that, and there's a lot of other things I'm sure that he's up there playing. But it's adults. It's folks of all ages, and that's something you guys have helped me understand about gaming in general. Ashtyn, let's start with you. The stereotypical gamer is not stereotypical anymore because we've got folks of all ages that play.
Yes, and I think that also probably the people who've been there that aren't the stereotypical 14-year-old boy, but I think that we're getting more of a limelight now, maybe. People are becoming, there's something for everybody with gaming, and I think people are becoming more comfortable with letting that be known that they're into it. It's not just for the stereotypical teenage boy.
Yeah, I grew up with video games being a new thing, you know, and so as I got older and video games got more advanced, it was just something that I continued to do that I had always done. It was just like, and then once I got older, I got to thinking, well, like, why would I quit doing something that I enjoy that doesn't hurt anyone else? I mean, I still show up for my job, you know, I still meet all
you have work to go to.
Exactly. I take care of my family. You know, when I'm sitting around with nothing to do, why would I choose not to do something that I enjoy just because I reached a certain age? Yeah. And I think a lot of people that grew up with games are sort of in that same position.
What was, this will be a good question, what was the first gaming console you remember having in your home? I had something, I don't know if have you heard of the Odyssey? Okay, that's what I thought. So Atari was what everybody wanted and had when I was growing up, and I'm older than both of you, obviously. But we had Odyssey. And I don't really know why we had Odyssey, but we did. And so that was the first one for me. What was the first one in both your homes?
For me, it was Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I remember actually playing my aunt and uncle's Atari 2600 at my grandparents' house, but the first console that I ever had myself was the NES, the original Nintendo.
Well, the show's great. It's turned out really well. We've seen one episode, a couple more that are in the works, just about finished, and there'll be more episodes throughout the summer. And again, you can find them online at conwaycorp.com/gamergab. And for more information about the internet products that we provide here at Conway Corp, that's at conwaycorp.com, and then click on the data icon. Wayne, Ashtyn, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you to our guests for joining us, and thank you for watching. Now, if you've got a story idea, let us know about it. Email here and there at conwaycorp.com.